My silly mic was muted. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or what time you're watching this. Welcome back to more Darktide. We're playing more Mortis Trials simply because I felt like it. Crazy thing happened in the world of gaming today, in the fighting game sphere specifically. Guilty Gear's source code leaked. So you can boot it up in Unreal Engine Editor. Sorry, I'm adjusting my PNG. And just you can build your own Guilty Gear. You can mess with every aspect of the game. Some people already found leaks for the new characters, Unica from the anime, and obviously Lucy, who's coming much later. They also discovered that, oh my god, what's his name? Nago. Nago had a fireball at one point, which is crazy. What we got here? Sure, we'll take this one because I have the flamer. It's crazy, and all I'm saying is, obviously this is crazy that this happened. So you're not going to be really able to. I wonder. Obviously, this is like great for the modding scene. Funny enough, terrible for everything else. Now I was told from two different sources that it's not necessarily how this happens, but one of them said it could happen like this, and they're in the game dev business, so potentially I trust them like this, of essentially like new hacks being born into this, if that makes sense. Or unless I misinterpreted, but a lot of Guilty Gear videos are going to be a lot harder to determine if they're real or not. I also saw some good memes of like how I look at my homeboy when his release day Unica combos are a little too good. And then there'd be like a meme there or something. It's crazy that it happened. All I know is that the employee who leaked that shit is currently being tied to 4 separate horses going in separate directions. By the way, I'm using the relic simply because I want to know what buffs it can get in Mortis Trials. That's it. Using the flamer and the most fun zealot weapon in the game, which is this fucking stick. Also, the Dead by Daylight Five Night at Freddy 5 Bear, collab, licensed killer, got shown off. There's going to be a new map, which is Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. They also showed off. They didn't show any abilities or anything of Springtrap. They showed off Springtrap. And there's two types. There's the normal, like Five Nights at Freddy's 3 Springtrap. That's kind of green, gross, moldy guy. And then there's the movie skin. And what's cool about the movie skin is that Matthew Illiard is actually voicing it. So that's cool. Which is really cool to me. It's also funny, Matthew Illiard now has 2 killers in the game. Obviously, he is Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's. He's also Scream. So, or Ghostface, I guess. He's in Scream. Plays Ghostface. And I will say, the heat ripple from the flamer, magnifico. Never seen anyone really talking about it, but the graphics in this game are actually quite good. I feel like it needs to be said. The art style in this game is so good. The effects are so nice. Everything is so good. Oh yeah, I saw one thing that some people are upset about, which this is like I reasonably understand this. There's seemingly no survivor. Maybe they'll reveal one later, but it kind of sucks that there's no survivor. But then again, who would your survivor be? I guess what's his face from the movie?
It's my calling.
It's not getting a survivor skin for probably the most anticipated licensed event for Dead by Daylight ever. Kind of sucks. But, you know, just play Nicolas Cage. Because then you can pretend you're in Willy's Wonderland. A fascinatingly horrible movie, but goddamn was it fun. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, it's up there. What else happened today? More jokes about the Pope being from Chicago. Apparently he's not a Cubs fan, he's a Sox fan. But you know, you just know every bar in the city was running in Chicago being like, hey, free glass or free shot of red wine, blood of Christ. And Americans are well aware of this happening, but anyone outside of America, I need you to realize Chicagoans will not shut up about this for the next however many years the Pope is in service. They are going to have the largest chip on their shoulder you've ever seen in your life. And I think that's funny, because this Pope has eaten more hot dogs than every other Pope combined. Also, apparently did some, like, weird, fucked up... Maybe not weird and fucked up, but, well, weird and fucked up. Maybe not in the traditional sense, or in the... Potentially might have covered up some stuff for priests way, way long ago. But that was, like, a long time ago. So, hopefully he's changed. But then against the Catholic Church, what do you expect? Friendly reminder, I'm Lutheran. It's very funny. You know, I had a funny moment when I went to a school that was like Zion Lutheran. I don't know what the Zion means, so I was just assumed like, oh, Zionist. That's like clearly a denomination. I guess I'm that. And then my friend told me what Zionist was, and I was like, oh, I'm not that. And they're like, yeah, I figured you weren't. It's just, have you been telling people that you're that? And I said, yeah. And they said, oh, that's not good. And I said, yeah, clearly. But you know, it is what it is. Where am I? Where was I? Nope, lost it. Lost the train of thought. Stop hitting me. Bum, 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 bum. You know that animation that Disney did of John Henry versus the Machine? What do we got here? Grenade explosions? Sure, more flame for me. They need to make more of those. That shit was sick. Have any water? I'm thirsty. Destroy that there. It's been heating up a little bit, but it's been nice because I live in a house with an actual like functioning insulation and AC. Because at my two previous homes, the windows were single paned. These ones are double paned, right? They're actually properly sealed, and as I said, we have a functioning AC in this one instead of just a swamp cooler. So we don't even need to run the AC all day. It's just we can just run it a little bit and then just keep the house, close the blinds, keep the house cool. Which is very nice. Mother's Day is also soon, so that reminded me. Make sure you remember. Make sure you don't forget your mamas. That new Expedition 33 game's popping off, eh? I'm not one for turn-based RPGs, so it's not really my cup of tea, but I'm glad that it's doing well. All I know is that some certain individuals on Twitter, you know the ones, capital G gamers, were like, "Ha, this is what good AAA studios in the West don't know how to make attractive females. This is how you do it." And the characters, there is a freaky goth witch who doesn't wear shoes, who is an adult. And instead of posting that lady for this weird fantasy in their head, they post the 16-year-old girl. Just saying, it's telling with these types. Piss fire. Put those down. You don't know where they've been. Kanye West also released an album. We don't need to talk about that, however. So I will talk about it for a moment. You know who's like fell off really hard because he's like evil or whatever and potentially a rapist? Tobuscus. I was never a big Tobuscus fan, but I know that a lot of people were big fans of him. And then he turned out to be like a supervillain or something, because he got as far as I'm aware, he got a little non-consensual with his girlfriend at the time. So you know how it goes. And he's been like on an eternal crash out ever since. And yesterday he was tweeting out the N-word and the F-slurs and stuff, being all like edgy. And then he posted a video of him, like, which would have been funny, I guess, if anyone else had did it. But he was like, "Oh, this is my first blind, react/sing along to the new Kanye album. I haven't seen it, so this blind reaction, I'm just gonna see it." And then it's like, huh? He's like doing the floundering thing, like, "Oh, I can't say that." It's like, buddy, you just said it on Twitter. I hate you. I mean, that's probably the intent, right? He's trying to bait people or whatever. It's just like, just sad more than anything. It's crazy what happened to Minecraft YouTubers, man. I know it's like a bit of a running joke, but holy schmoly. Like the two that were like turned out normal just stopped doing YouTube. Jerome ASF and Beijing Canadian. Like Sunday lost his mind, Sky does Minecraft, like had a crash out. Who knows where like Husky Mudkips are. Sunday is now like a brain rot turbo Zionist, like had a weird like indoctrination come to Jesus moment, like not legit, it was weird. Where's like people like Deadlocks? That's the question. Yeah, oh, you know who had it really rough? Basher. I feel bad for Basher, man. If you don't know, Basher was a Minecraft YouTuber. He was kind of like an energetic, hyper guy. So he's like a bit quirky in that way. He had a watermelon theme skin, so a lot of his jokes were based around watermelon. And he got accused of being a groomer. And it kind of ruined his career, right? Then it turns out, even though he was proven innocent in the court of law, and I think innocent also in the public eye as well, and he was slowly rebuilding his career, and he was doing really good. He was like, "Hey, this is what I've done. I've gone to therapy and all this stuff. My life's getting better. I'm no longer like depressed all the time." It's like, cool, great. Redemption arc started. Good for you, man. Glad. He gets COVID and dies because of it. It's actually so sad. It's like, man, what a fucked up day. But you know what's crazy? Just like thinking about it is he's eternally... What's the term? Mummified? Entombed? He exists on YouTube now. Like he's dead, he's passed away, right? But like, I can go watch any of his videos, and it's like, wow, this is a person that existed. That's crazy if you think about it. Speaking of like the philosophy of existence or whatever, you know what pisses me off the most? Armchair philosophers. Like, I call them armchair intellectuals. You might have heard the term pseudo-intellectual. They use a lot of big words to try to sound fancy. And I saw a great post. It was like, it was a quote tweet of an original post. The original post was like, you are all too afraid to be cringe or whatever. Like, we're all just living flesh meat sacks, like communication with other meat sacks. You're too worried about how you appear to the other meat sacks or some shit like that. And it's like, okay, one, I don't like the nihilism point of view, and two, the quote piece was really funny. It was from Library of Laterno, which is, if you don't know, it's this clip channel dedicated to the streamer Northern Lion. Who Northern Lion says, and I quote, does my content better than I do. And it said, too many words get mogged by a Twitch chat viewer. And the highlighted Twitch chat message was, cringe is a, oh man, what is it? It's oh man, fuck, what was it? Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
A minor's indulgence will make things easier.
Oh, what we got here? Sure, this one. Yeah, too many words get mined by around. It's cringe is a client-side phenomenon. I was gonna say user-end phenomenon. That's not correct. I'm glad I looked up. And it's like, yeah, you know, don't kill the part of you that's cringe, kill the part that cringes. And the thing is with pseudo-intellectuals and armchair intellectuals, I'm not saying I'm an intellectual. In fact, you can even argue that I'm a pseudo-intellectual for saying this. Too many big words to sound fancy. Like, Socrates was just, like, all the philosophers were just yapping at each other. Like, it was some, like, oh man, I don't want to say some lady because she has a name. But, like, Socrates was taught the art of rhetoric. He didn't just know that stuff. If you know that photo of the philosophers, the famous one, on the right-hand side, there's a lady in the painting. And she is a very famous female philosopher. She, as I said, she taught Socrates the art of rhetoric. Can't remember her name. I feel bad for not remembering it. Hold on, I'm looking it up because I feel bad if I don't say her name. Who taught Socrates rhetoric? Aspasia of Miletus. Aspasia? I don't know. It's ancient Greek name. You know how it goes. Or Athens, I guess, at the time. Is there a difference? I don't know. I should know because I'm going to college for history, but you know what? It is what it is. That's what I'm going to college for, to learn. Wow. Learning, as I've said this, it's world history, a bit of U.S. history, pre-18 some or post-18 whatever. History of Asian countries, and then the Asian experience in America as well, in the Americas. And stuff like that, which is going to be fun. I'm also taking a language course, and Spanish is the most logical option, by far. However, it would be really funny to learn Chinese. Because then I could be like, mind if a white boy speak a little Chinese, and then I actually speak Chinese instead of just like eating a beef and broccoli bowl. That being said, I could fuck up a beef and broccoli bowl. Where the fuck did that guy come from? I could fuck up a beef and broccoli bowl right now. But there's not a single time of day, at any point, any day of the week, that I could not fuck up a beef and broccoli bowl. That is, I was put on this earth for a few things, and eating beef and broccoli bowls was one of them. Oh, also, I wanted to mention this. I want to do a charity stream at 3,000 subs. So I would try to do a 24-hour charity stream. And I would do it for... I'm looking at a few charities. I want to do it for the environment. It's like an environmental charity. And I myself would donate like at least $200. And then I would, you know, any donations to that stream would be sent to the charity. That's when I get 3,000 subscribers. And a reason why I want to do that is because David Attenborough has said something, because he has said that he is reaching the end of his life. He's 99 years old or something, 90-some years old. And he said his final wish is to just tell people the message that the Earth is important and should be protected. And you know, you might have seen the clip, is if your kids don't know how important the Earth is, they won't protect it. So it's our duty to teach them as we, you know, the older generations go out. Yeah, David Attenborough, swell guy. Why are my slides dead? Whew. You need one of those over there. Scratch my nose while I pull out the relic. It's the perfect time to do it. Boom, 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 boom. And also, related to David Attenborough, Robert Irwin, Bob Irwin, whatever you want to call him. Bobby was, I'm not going to call him that. I'll call him Robert. I don't know him like that. Robert Irwin chimed in on the 100 men versus a gorilla thing, and he said initially, 1, you don't realize how strong gorillas are. 2, how about instead of asking how many men can take down a gorilla, ask how many men does it take to save gorillas? And honestly, fucking zaced out of his goddamn gourd. The Irwin family has the mandate of heaven, honestly. They will be reincarnated as a lotus flower. Boom, 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 boom. You know, and always, it always makes me upset whenever I see people posting about Steve Irwin and be like, oh, I would have run the block on that Stingray. And it's always like, man, y'all didn't get the message, did you? I get that, like, they're not being serious, but, like, we shouldn't joke about it anyway, either way. Because, like, Steve Irwin would be like, nah, mate, don't do that. Sure. Oh, maybe that's a bad one, actually. Eh, whatever. In my head, it was like, oh, the flames can cause the shock, but I think it's just the impact of the grenade itself. But, you know, it's whatever. Fortunately, there's no, seemingly no good, like, relic bonus, which is a shame. I was hoping there's, like, a relic thing of, like, explode. Bum, 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 bum. Now you might notice that beat is from that scene in iRobot, in Robots, the Pixar film with Robin Williams, of the factory workers. You know, they're singing their factory worker song. And that stuck in my head because I saw a meme using the John Henry Disney animation where he races the steam train. And the caption was, "Me refusing to use ChatGPT for my essay even though I know I'm going to fail it." And that was playing over the song, over the scene. And I was like, man, that's hype. Also, I agree. Some of the comments in that one were actually like pretty hype because it's like, if you fail, at least you fail by your own merit. And like I'm seeing a lot of professors on college professors. It always sucks when you see a young college professor because it's like, oh, what am I doing? But it's just being like, man, I really don't want to have to do this, but I might have to take my classes back to pen and paper because I'm not gonna teach these kids nothing for them just to use ChatGPT. And like, that's college students, so it's gotta, I only wonder how high school teachers are doing. Because if you heard anything from teachers, it's that these kids can't read. Because there's a difference between memorizing the words you're looking at and reading. Or at least understanding what you're looking at. I think we need more fire. Yeah. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna tell my professor, if you ever catch me using AI, just take me out back and shoot me in the face. Like, that's just the honest to the Lord truth right there, to be honest. Boom, 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 bam, bam. Let it be so. Been playing a lot of Apex. It's been having fun. Actually, I've been getting back into the ranked. Been playing. So I'm a Caustic main through and through. I've like 90% of the game I've played Caustic. But I've been playing Catalyst and Conduit lately. Conduit's a fun character. It's very supportive. It's just Caustic's in a really bad spot right now, from what I can tell, and from my own experience. Oh shit. I'd like to be over this, please. Oh, fuck. Excuse me. No! How'd this thing not spit me out? Very rude. Shit. He's not gonna spit. See, they need to change this. This should not happen. Like, I'm fine with the Beast Nurgle kidnapping you, but it holding you indefinitely is even, like, it's cringe. It should not happen. Like, they need to put an upper limit cap on how long that thing can fucking hold you. Burn that thing. Keep burning that thing. Alright, gone.
The Mortis relic is yours to claim.
Yoink. Yoinky sploinky. Boom, 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 boom.
Fire grenade!
Hey, I got a penance. The world stage.
Grenade, grenade!
Where did that? Oh, it landed up. It exploded in the air, so there's just glowing piss up there now. Burn, Stephanie, burn the witch.
Take if I say so myself. You still wish that Mako was running things?
You're joking, right? We've never had it so good.
Burn.
Remember it. And remember that I get 20% right off the top.
After the ragged kings catch you.
Of course.
You have won.
Whee!
Stephanie has lost. Stephanie will claw.
Stephanie, you ain't gotta do that. Nice. The flame double exploded there. Alrighty, let's see what the Emperor granted us. Boom, 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 boom. An axe, nice. Well, if you missed find the video, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, or don't. I am not your mother, but you better brush your teeth now. Have a good one. Bye-bye.